Welcome to A Friend of Mine, a series of conversations with some incredible and inspiring women in business from regional and rural Australia. I'm Kimberley Finesse, your host and the founder and editor of Oak Magazine, and I cannot wait to introduce you to some amazing female entrepreneurs who will share with you their experience and knowledge of what it takes to start, grow and scale a successful business. So let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is a special International Women's Day series featuring members of Club Oak, which supports and promotes your rural business through print, digital, audio, and mentoring opportunities over a 12-month period. Sisters and besties Samantha and Renee opened women's fashion boutique Sare in rural Victoria at the start of 2023. The fashion-obsessed duo love connecting with people and helping women feel good. They have created a real buzz around their hometown of Birchip. In this episode, Sam reflects on the past 12 months and shares with us the triumphs and challenges faced as a woman running a business in a rural setting. Meet my friend, Sam. Sam, welcome to our special International Women's Day series.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. I have been so excited just to have you on board as a Club Oak member because you're in probably one of my favourite little towns, which is Birchip. So why don't you tell me what inspired you to open Sare in Birchip?
I'm a big risk taker. I love a challenge. I sold my beauty salon in Swan Hill after 13 years, and that was like my baby. I felt like I lost a part of myself when I sold that. And then I married a farmer, which I already had 2 children when I sold it. But Daisy was only just a little baby. And then I was going to be the stay-at-home farmer's wife. And look, it's just not in me to be a full-time stay-at-home, run around feeding. It's just not me. I love people connection. There was a shop and I thought, yep, that's it. I'm going to do something. Everyone thought I was going back into beauty, but I wanted to do something with my sister because we're best friends. We do everything together, literally. And I was like, you know what? Let's open a fashion boutique. Didn't think about the 700 people that live in Birchip or the tiny community. I just did it without thinking about it.
That is an absolute risk taker. Some people might be listening to this and going, yeah, but there's online as well. I mean, you could have done that at home, but you've gone and created a store in the town. I mean, Birchip is that sort of one strip as well, isn't it, that you drive through?
Yes, it's got street art. It's got a really great baby boutique as well, and the BCG is really good for the town. But I felt like there was nothing. I love fashion. I would order online and it wouldn't fit, wasn't great sizing. You'd have to post back or a day out to Bendigo or Swan Hill. It's a full day out for me, and dragging the kids along. So, but I wanted to work again. I wanted to find myself again. I wanted passion. I wanted to connect with the community, and I knew that online would help us. So we've really worked hard to grow that. Seeing other people grow and small businesses, it just inspired me to want to do the same in our small community. And we've created a really cool buzz around the town. Like people come there just to hang out, catch up. They love it. It's so fun.
You've got some really bright colours in your branding as well. So, I mean, even just that as nice pop of colour when you're driving through it is going to grab people, especially those that are travelling through Birchip, to stop and spend some time in these towns and explore the little shops that are available, even the bakeries. I mean, you guys are well known for your vanilla slice.
Yeah, everybody's traveling through, and now we're really humble to say that people are traveling just to visit our store, which is amazing, like up to 2.5 hours or touring past just to call in. Some ladies from Melbourne, Tassie, everywhere, like all around Australia, caravanning, and they're like, we've got to pop into Birchip. It's my favourite shop. So that's really nice.
That is so good. What challenges you've faced as a woman running a business in a rural setting?
Well, I think being married to a farmer, that's a challenge in itself because there's no downtime. He does it on his own. That's a massive thing in itself. Like at harvest time when Christmas is our big harvest as well, He has 7 workers that I'm feeding. I've got 2 children that I'm running around, like doing meals for men, all the workers, as well as running business and my staff. So that's a really big challenge. I probably didn't realize going into this. I thought, oh, it'd be really great, fun little hobby. It's not a hobby. It's definitely a full on, hard yakking business, real big. Like, so to find that balance between being a mum of 2 small kids, finding the balance of being a wife and a farmhand sometimes, it's tough.
It is. Do you find it easy to put yourself first? Like if there's a decision that has to be made, especially in terms of the shop, is that easy for you to put that first, or you're like, oh, no, I've got to do the rest?
Well, we kind of balance that. So I work about 100 hours. I'm working when I'm sleeping kind of thing. My brain doesn't switch off. I managed to get everything done. I've got really great staff, so they're helping out. My sister's on the back end, so she does all the websites kind of thing. I've just got a lot of help that if I find a challenge where, like, on my holiday driving, I was on my laptop to Queensland back and forth, and, meetings and all that kind of thing that people we work with, that didn't stop while I was away. So that's a challenge in itself again. How do I switch off? Because small business and being online, it never switches off. Like, it's constant. It's, yeah. But I do manage to make sure that the important decisions or things at the shop get done. I do believe I've got a little bit of ADHD because I start things, and when you're wearing all the different hats as a small business owner, you start an online order and then you've got someone come in the shop and then you start to pay bills. And yeah, it's a lot of hats, like marketing and advertising and emails. Yeah, I feel like it's just, whoa, it's just huge. It's huge, huge.
And especially because you are in that first year, like this is such a common thing to hear, like working all the time and working on my laptop. Whereas I suppose for some of us, like, I mean, my business can be as busy as it needs to be. uh, But just learning, I suppose, those lessons over the last 11 years, like I need that time to sit in bed where I just read a book all day. My notifications are silenced. I just like for my well-being, I need time out. But that comes. I think you do. I know that hustle and busy are, those words that we don't like to use too much anymore, but it really is what you do in that startup period. You have to. And it's also what you do around a campaign. So I'm as busy as a bat around publication time. But that's sort of only twice a year. So I suppose balance isn't necessarily a day where it's split in half. Sometimes it just comes in those waves. So as long as you're finding time.
Yes, I think, yeah, we'll find our groove eventually. Like, the small community that we have is amazing. Like, the support we get from the locals is so good, and we love supporting the community, around the sporting clubs and golfs and netball and stuff. So it's a bit of give and take there, but I need to learn that I can step back from the business and it will still run, like, happily. It will.
Yes. Now, you have been going for a year. January 2023 is when you launched. Has there been a wow moment for you in those last 12 months?
Well, we started very small. We stock over 40 brands now in store that we kind of style every outfit, which is amazing. Like, we post everything possible that we stock in store. But probably going international, we thought Australia wide was just like, whoa, at the start. We were like, we're getting orders all over Australia. And now New Zealand, the United States, it's just, it's blowing my mind.
That is amazing. Postage, is that easy to get your head around for those international orders?
Yeah, that's what I was dreaming about last night, postage. That is, yeah, no, we've got it sorted. When you obviously post a lot, you get different tiers of savings and stuff. So we try and give free postage over 200. And yeah, we would just wear the cost of the extra if it is a couple of dollars here and there, just because we are so grateful people are shopping with us. The fashion industry is saturated, it's huge. So we want to wear that little bit of cost so people will shop with us.
Australia Post, I think I've ranted a couple of times on my podcast about that, especially the bans. It's not made to support rural businesses, I don't think.
It's not. It's expensive, but yeah, hopefully we can manage the top bands that we're doing. So that's really exciting. But yeah, there's nothing else we can do or use apart from Australia Post, really. There's not a lot of choice.
No, it's not a very competitive industry for them. They've just got the stronghold, which makes it really tricky for us. Now, before I let you go, what feeling does International Women's Day evoke for you?
It just makes me proud to be a woman in business, and I absolutely love connecting with every other woman around Australia or the world. Love it. Think it's amazing. We've got to really embrace being a woman, and it's just, yeah, I absolutely love it. It's amazing.
Well, I'm excited that we will talk in depth a little bit more on a friend of mine podcast and also have a bit of an article coming up as well. So this certainly isn't the only time that everyone will get to hear a bit of your story because, I mean, there's so many things to actually dig into, like, what it's like to work with your sister. And I mean, you do a lot of video facing content. And I know that some women would find that really hard to do, especially when we talk about reels. So there's lots of little tips and tricks I think you have that you could share with us.
Yes, very hard, but I don't even think about it. I just get on there and I think, you know what? Who cares? It's just me. I'm fun. I love it. I thrive on it.
And when that Shopify cha-ching sound comes in, does it matter?
Yes, it does. I literally, my heart, skips a beat and I think, oh, yes, I still do a little happy dance. It still makes me happy. So, yeah, we're still getting there. It's a hard work, but I love hard work. I love a challenge and I love people and I love making people feel good. I love making women feel good. And through fashion, we all wear clothes. We all want to feel good. Different times of our life, we don't because we're, going through different stages and love it. Love making people feel good.
Oh, Sam, you're doing an incredible thing with Sare Store, especially in Birchip, and to be able to have that impact across our country as well as I suppose internationally. Amazing. Yeah, everyone's receiving a little bit of Birchip. So thank you for that and for the work you do, and thank you for being on a friend of mine podcast.
Thank you very much. You're very inspirational and I look up to you a lot.
Oh, thank you. Now, before you take off with all that inspiration and knowledge, we'd love for you to leave a review on our podcast so that we can continue to amplify women's voices in the media. And if you have any questions, we'd like to celebrate a win, you can always connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Oak Magazine AU. I'm so glad we've met and that now you know a friend of mine.